has its parameters. You can write only so many that will fit in comfortably. But he said that it should be decided on the basis of a heart connection. And I said something like, well, if this one comes, this one might be hurt, not to be. He said, come on, you're getting political now. We're talking about heart connections. And so, although not every one of you may feel the same strength of heart connection to me as I feel to you, I want you to know that all of you who are here because I felt a strong heart connection. And it is a humbling experience to come to this point in life and have so much nurture and support as I have had from those of you and others near and far who have called me, and some have come to see me, some are planning to come, and you're all welcome anytime. You should want to come to my place. I think I'm good for a few more, who knows. The doctor saw me yesterday and he said, well, you know, you're doing so well, I don't even see any need to examine you today. So he said, I'll see you in another month. Well, if I was first told, it could be a few weeks or a few months, and who could possibly know? And it's not a big issue with me. I think most of you know that I had been living with cancer anyway for about 6 years, and it had become sort of just a backstory because it was being controlled after the surgery, and it wasn't something I dwelled on. I remember there's an English theologian, Jeremy Taylor, who said, if thou hast a bundle of thorns in thy lot, there is no need to sit on it. So I decided, you know, to not sit there. But then came this double whammy with the pancreatic cancer. It was like walking across a floor and a board flying up in your face. I almost had this comes from a terrible fall. I tripped over some papers on the floor and I landed on my forehead. And if you could have seen it before, I mean, it was a nightmare. So I wanted to lie low so I wouldn't frighten people. But anyway, it's being masked somehow by some special stuff that's like chicken skin. and so, I guess, yeah, it was a shock, but, you know, I've worked for many, many years as a partner with death in the work, my professional life, and so on. I've attended countless deaths, and I remember way back Kubler-Ross when she started in. I developed almost, some might have thought, a morbid fascination, but as I was just saying to someone over here, when it finally comes to you, you can't know what it's like until you're in what Kubler-Ross called the death trajectory, meaning when you're told you are terminal, that's it. And the time you die. She said this could be the most productive period of your whole life. And so that's how this is turning out for me. It is just exquisite. Is not too strange a word for it. I remember a little story about a man who had a beautiful lawn. He had worked very hard to nurture it, fertilize and manicure and water. It was just flawless until one day, lo and behold, up sprang a dandelion. Well, it drove him nuts. And he went to dig it out, and more dandelions kept coming. And he tried chemicals. He tried all the different brands of things that are for And so finally, out of sheer frustration, he called in the State Department of Agriculture. And he told them, I've done this, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this. And the guy said, well, then we suggest you learn to love me. And so that's kind of how I'm looking at this. I mean, I see that what that was about is acceptance. And people I know are at various stages of working through their own mortality. And some people have thought, well, one person said she thought I was cavalier. She was very upset at me because I was not down and out and depressed. And I said, well, this is where I am, and I know where you are. I respect where you are. You don't have to be where I am because I was once where you are, and so on. And so it's a bit frustrating to converse with people who are very uncomfortable with death. And so I try to be as respectful as I can. And where it's possible, like Gail, who just left, she said, I don't get it. She said, death is death, so what? So I've just been blessed in my life in the church, and I've not left the church out of any kind of regret or harsh feelings at all. It's just that I kind of needed more space, and I found it. I found it, and so I'm just so grateful for the life that I have had through my former years, and now with the Shambhala community. I mean, it came to me just at the right time. I would not have been ready for it earlier on. And so I'm really in a very good place, and I wanted you to know that. And you can talk to me about anything.